Okay, welcome back to our channel, The Catalyst. So, we are going to take lesson 5, which is on control structures. Okay, so today we are going to do, right away, we are going to do loops. And loops are of the three different types. We have three types of loops: the for loop, the while loop, and the do while loop. These loops are divided into two categories. We have the pre-test loop and the post-test loop. Okay, the pre-test loop, they are loops whereby instructions are being executed, or instructions are being looped or repeated only when the condition of the loop is true. Okay, whereas that is the condition. What I can say with the pre-test loop is that the condition of the loop, the loop is first of all tested, and when true, before it executes the instruction. Whereas with the post-test loop, instructions are first of all executed, or they are executed once before the condition is being verified. Okay, so that's the difference between the two categories of loops: pre-test and post-test. So we'll dive, without wasting a lot of time, we'll dive into loops, and we are going to see how to implement these loops in C. Uh, so as we can all see, what is happening? Okay, so this is our platform. So what we'll do now is we'll take an example on that. Okay, we'll take an example that we are going to implement, and the example is going to be, we'll write a program that adds up 5 integers and then prints the sum. Okay, so we'll use loops to do that. So let's go. We'll start by using the for loop, and the for loop will declare what we call a counter. That counter will help us to count the numbers that are, each time we enter a number, it will count, it will increment by 1, and then we'll always verify if our counter is within the range, that is, if it is less than 5. Each time it is less than 5, it will execute, and then once we get to 6, it stops looping, it stops asking for the numbers, and then it prints the sum. So that is going to be our counter. Then we'll also have a variable sum, which initially will be 0. Okay, that variable sum will help us to sum each number we enter is going to be added to it. So we'll have our last variable num, which will be the variable that will be taking the numbers. It will be storing the numbers each time we enter them. Okay, so that is it. So we'll just use a for loop, and this is how a for loop is declared. We have for loop. A for loop is best when count is known. Okay, and in this case now we know the range. Our range is that we need 10 numbers. We need 5 numbers, sorry. So the 5 numbers, the counter is already known. Okay, yes, it's already known. We need 5. So we'll use a for loop, and we'll say for loop. Our for loop is divided into 3 parts. Maybe I'll first of all start by writing them, and then I'll explain. Okay, I'll start my counter from 1, and then it ends. It will stop looping once the counter is equals to 5. So the first part of the loop is the initialization of the counter. Okay, the second part of the loop, this part here that we are all seeing here, the second part of this loop is the conditional part of the loop. Okay, that is the part where the condition is put. So our condition is that so far as counter is less than or equals to 5, it will keep looping. Then we have this last part, which is the incremental or decremental part of the loop. So we have said that each time we enter the loop, the counter increases by 1. So let's move now into the body of the loop. So what do we want to do in the loop? In the loop, we will start by asking the user to enter a number. Okay, So we'll ask the user enter number, I'll put percentage D. That is because I want to know when I get to the last number. Each time I enter a number, I will know the number, the position of the number. So percentage D will represent the counter. Okay, then we'll have scanf where we are going to store the integer. Okay, store the integer, and in this case here, percentage D. What can we take? Okay, the variable. Sorry, the variable is num. Okay, because you ask for a number and it is stored in num. So that num now, each time you store the number, what do you do next? You assign it to sum. So you can write sum equals to sum plus num. Now I will need to explain this statement. Now, initially sum is 0. It means that the first number you enter, it's going to the new sum. The sum is going to be the former sum, which is 0, plus the new number you entered. So add, and then the new sum now will be the number you entered. Okay, so that's how it will keep on looping like that. Each time you enter a number, it adds it to the sum that is in memory. It adds it to the sum that is memory, and sum becomes the sum of the former sum plus the new number. So you can do that, and you can also write it in this manner. You can also write it like this, which will still mean the same thing. Okay, so this will still mean the same. Okay, so you keep doing that until when you've gotten the 5 numbers. Then what will you do now? You will print the message, the sum is, then percentage D, which represents the variable sum. Okay, so we'll put sum there. Okay. So we'll put sum. Sorry about the call. It keeps calling. Okay, sorry. So that is it. We'll just run our program. We'll give it a name. We'll call it loops.c. Okay, or I don't even need to put the .c, or just to C, and then that is it. So we'll start entering the number. So you see now, number 1, enter number 1, the first number. Okay, so I will enter 1. Second number, I will still enter 1. Third number 1. I want that at the end we should have 5 as the sum. So you see, it works. The sum is 5. So that is it for using the for loop. Okay, so we'll use now the while loop. With the while loop, what we'll do is I will initialize our counter. Okay, we are going to initialize our counter. It will start by 1. Okay, it will start from 1, and then what we will maintain in the loop is just the condition. Okay, so we will say while I is less than 5, keep doing this, and then after this we'll increment our counter I. So each time we get a number, we increment our counter by 1. So like I said, this can also be written as I plus plus. Okay, so they are the same. So that is it, and we'll run our program and see if it's going to give us the same result on the while loop. So that's the only change I've made, incrementing inside the loop. Unlike the for loop where the incrementation is done when you declare the loop. Okay, so let's enter 1 5 times and see if the result will be same. So the sum is 5. So that is it. It's correct. So we'll do the last loop now, the do while loop. For the do while loop, the condition comes after the instructions have been executed. So it is the opposite of the while loop. So after now, on the same line where we have this, we will change the condition, believing that it will only stop. It will do this while it will do this while I is less than or equals to 5. It will keep doing this. Do this while I is less than or equals to 5. So we'll keep repeating, and then we'll put semicolon at the end. So that is it. So let's run and see if it works. So okay, you see it works. It has taken the 5 numbers. So that is it about loops. Okay. So I will see. Let me see if I can give you some assignment or some exercises on that. Okay. So anyway, we'll see you in the at the end. Okay.